In this chapter, we are looking at functions and graphs, and in this video, we're going to start looking at a new type of function, which is the modulus function. And we're going to look at how to use the modulus function in graphs. Let's have a look. All right, so what is the modulus function? Well, it's a pretty simple function. All it does is takes an input, and if it's not positive, it makes it positive. Okay, and if it was already positive, it leaves it as it is. Now we designate the modulus function with two vertical lines like this. So the modulus of 3, for example, is, well, 3 is already positive, so that's just 3. The modulus of minus 10, well, all it does is makes that positive, so that's 10, and so on. The modulus of pi, well, pi is positive, so that's just pi. Modulus of minus 100 squared, well, it's negative, so it just makes it positive, so 100 squared. That's all the mod function is. You'll sometimes see it defined like this, that the modulus function is, and then we've got two options. Well, it's just x if x is greater than or equal to 0, and it's negative x if x is less than 0, which is a tad confusing, but bear with me. If you sub minus 2 into the function, for example, well, it's negative, so I do minus x, and minus 2 is 2. So that's one way of defining it. It's like if it's negative, multiply it by minus 1 and make it positive. So that's what the modulus function does. Now we're going to explore two sorts of graphs. Modulus of f of x and f of modulus of x. And we're going to begin with this one here. So the modulus of f of x. What does it look like? Like, let's say that we have a favorite function that we know how to draw. Like, for example, let's say f of x is sine x. Okay, and we wanted then to draw the modulus of f of x. What does that look like? Well, all we need to remember is that whenever f of x is positive, the modulus just leaves it alone. So whenever our y value is positive, we just leave it alone. But as soon as f of x is negative, the modulus kicks in and makes it positive. Okay, what's that going to look like? Well, let's try to sketch y equals the modulus of 2x plus 4. All right, so it can be useful to think about what would y equals 2x plus 4 look like? Like, forget the mod signs, what would y equals 2x plus 4 look like? Well, I'm going to draw a little rough sketch over here. Well, 2x plus 4 is just a straight line with a gradient of 2 and a y-intercept of 4. So very rough sketch is this. Okay, so there's a y-intercept of 4 and there's a gradient of 2. So I could work out actually that the x-intercept here is minus 2. So what the modulus does is it's going to leave this whole section here in, because all of this section, the y value is positive. So it is just going to get left exactly where it is. Okay, so we're going to end up with all of this stuff being totally the same. And you would, of course, use a ruler rather than freehand. But then this whole section down here, well, that's negative. So it's going to get multiplied by minus 1. And the effect is it's just going to get reflected up like this. Okay, so very often mod graphs, well, certainly if they're mods of straight lines, have this distinctive V shape. So as a reminder, the part of the graph that was already positive, meaning the y value was positive, just gets left alone. And all of the stuff that was negative gets flipped up and made positive. Okay, how about a more challenging one? So can we sketch y equals the modulus of e to the x minus 2, indicating the coordinates of all intersections with the coordinate axes? All right, well, we definitely should do a rough sketch of this first. In fact, we might need a kind of bit of a run up here with two rough sketches. Here's what I mean. When you've got a complicated looking function like this, it's best to start kind of with the most important building block, which is e to the x in this case. What does e to the x look like? Well, plain old y equals e to the x is our exponential graph like this. Okay, what about y equals e to the x minus 2? Well, that's a transformation of this graph, and it just shifts it down by 2 units. So let's try to keep track of as much as we can here. So this point here, y equals e to the 0 is 1. So that's going to get shifted down to minus 1. It gets shifted 2 units down. So what I'm going to end up with is an exponential that looks like this. Okay, so I know that this point here is minus 1 because it's that point 1 shifted down by 2, but it wants the coordinates of all intersections with the coordinate axes. So it wants this point as well. Well, that's the root of this graph. So that's when e to the x minus 2 equals 0. So let's solve that quickly. E to the x minus 2 equals 0. Well, that's when e to the x equals 2. And that's when x is ln 2. Okay, so this is the point here where x is ln 2. All right, we're now in a position to apply our modulus. So what's that going to do? That is going to leave the positive part of the graph entirely alone. So we're going to have this section here looking just as it did before. But all of this part, the negative part, the part that was under the x-axis, is going to get flipped up like this and made positive. And we need to include all of the intersections. So we know that this part here has the coordinate ln 2, 0, x is ln 2, y is 0. And this point here, well, it was this point minus 1 getting flipped up, which means this has x coordinate 0 and y coordinate 1. Okay, one other thing you could have been asked in this case is for the equation of asymptotes, which is the straight lines that these graphs tend towards. So e to the x, it kind of starts to stick to the x-axis as x goes to minus infinity. So its asymptote is just the x-axis, which is y equals 0. This one, it got pushed down 2 units. So there was an asymptote here at y equals negative 2. This graph here, that asymptote got flipped up here, and if they had asked for it, which they didn't, we would have put in an asymptote of y equals 2. All right, so there's a much more complicated one. That's our sketch of y equals the modulus of e to the x minus 2. So finally, we're going to look at a graph where we don't actually know what the equation of f of x is. This is a bit of an exam classic. Let's look at the question. A graph of y equals f of x is drawn. Sketch a graph of y equals mod f of x, indicating the coordinates of intersections with the coordinate axes and turning point. So we don't have the equation here, but we can see what f of x looks like. So we just need to use what we know about the modulus function to draw y equals modulus f of x. So this section here is all positive. So that's just going to stay the same. So starting from negative 1, 0, that is just curving up like this. Now, all of this whole negative section is all going to be made positive. So it just flips up like this and comes all the way down here. And then here's another little negative bit here. So that's just going to survive unchanged. So up it goes like that. Now, what about all of the coordinates? Well, this root here was negative 1, 0. So that's staying exactly where it is. Negative 1, 0. And so is this root here. 5, 0. But look, we had a y-intercept of 0, minus 2, and that got bounced up to be made positive. So this point here is 0, positive 2. And then finally, this turning point here, well, that was 2 along and 3 down. When it pops up, it's now 2 along and 3 up rather than 3 down. So this turning point here is 2, 3. So you can see that we can work with functions even when we don't know what their equation is, as long as we've got enough information. All right, so that's the modulus function, and that's what y equals mod f of x looks like. In the next video, we're going to look at y equals f of mod x. So I'll see you there.